Hello and welcome to the Street Crime UK YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Today we look at the faces of 3 Derbyshire drug dealers who have now been put behind bars for over 11 years combined. Luqman Rehman, Muhammad Ali and Usama Hussain all distributed cocaine in huge quantities across the county. Their vast network supplied Normanton, Spondon, Mackworth, Belper and even Castle Donington, and 2 of them are as young as 19 years old. Police caught them red-handing, separating £61,000 of cocaine into street deal bags using scales when they raided the house they were using as a base. Mr. Rehman and Mr. Ali were also part of a mobile cannabis dealing team Derby Crown Court heard. Now, Mr. Rehman of Avondale Road, Mr. Hussain of St. Chad's Road and Mr. Ali of Clarence Road have all been sent to prison. Mr. Rehman and Mr. Hussain are 19 years old while Mr. Ali is 27. Andrew Pete, prosecuting, said, first, Mr. Rehman, he had in possession of a controlled drug, cannabis, with intent to supply. The allegation was that Mr. Rehman, Mr. Ali and Mr. Sultan were a mobile cannabis dealing team. Mohammed Sultan is a 4th defendant who will be sentenced at a later date. Mr. Pete said scales were found in their car when it was stopped in Osmaston Park Road. Mr. Rehman was the driver. In that car was also found a large amount of cannabis worth over £500. Police found mobile phones with messages on them that suggested the owners were taking part in drug deals. Then, Mr. Rehman was stopped by police as he was leaving his home in Normanton. He was found to be driving without a license or insurance. Police then searched that house and found inside Mr. Rehman's bedroom £15,705 in cash and a fake Rolex watch, along with more phones indicating drug deals. The court heard and Mr. Ali and Mr. Hussain were at a property in Derby where Mr. Ali drove off in his taxi but was stopped by police who found 5 wraps of cocaine inside. Mr. Pete said Mr. Hussain was wearing latex gloves and was in the process of weighing, packing and cutting cocaine. On the table next to him there was about £61,000 worth of cocaine. Mr. Hussain then tried to run and threw a mobile phone to the floor that was later seized by police. Mr. Pete concluded by saying that Mr. Ali, Mr. Hussain and Mr. Rehman were all involved in a large-scale supply of cocaine. He said they were busy but they were making a lot of money. All 3 men pleaded guilty to possession with intent to supply Class A drugs. They all had clean criminal records before this case. Mr. Rehman also pleaded guilty to driving without a license and without insurance and possession of criminal property. Stephen Cobley, defending Mr. Rehman, said Mr. Rehman knows he will be remanded into custody. He understands there has to be brevity as to what can be said in his defence. He said to me, I did wrong, I am sorry and I won't do it again. I do not want to come back here. He knows he has disappointed his girlfriend and his father. He was due to get married, but because of the COVID situation, his work diminished to the point where he was waiting around and not receiving any calls. He felt that he had to provide and had to be able to pay for some of the wedding. So what are your thoughts about this trio of drug dealers that went about distributing cocaine in huge quantities around the county? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for joining us and until next time, stay safe.